I mean, it all started. We understand how this whole thing started, correct? Dricus basically said, I'm the only true African champion. And I'm the only true African fighter that, to win a title, he wants to bring it back to Africa. I mean, he ain't lying. That's the thing that really is crazy. People are getting all mad about it, but he ain't lying. He's born and raised and still trains in Africa.
His words are true, even though, like, Adesanya was born in Nigeria. He was raised there for a while. Then his parents moved him to New Zealand, and that's been his home country. And you can sit there and you can say whatever you want. There's no lies here as far as Dricus is a South African, man. Yeah, he's white. So what? But
he still trains in Africa, though.
Oh yes, he does.
And so that's the point I think he was trying to make. But that's how this whole beef started. Was he took a shot at at Kamaru Usman, at Izzy, and at, I believe, Francis, and the three of them. He's like, look, I'm the only true I will be the only true African champion. I want to bring the belt back to Africa. Yeah. And I mean, like I said, there was no lies detected, but I could see how they took it as a jab at them.
Yeah, it's a jab.
And Izzy is out to try to set the record straight. Like, hey, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm African.
First off, does it matter?
I mean, it does to them, apparently.
Well, no, does it matter? No.
I mean, John, it doesn't matter to me because I'm not the one out there getting my face punched in either. So that's another benefit.
But I mean, the whole point is, like, all of that, it goes out the window when they fight. It's not about where you're from. It's about what you bring.
Do they show respect at the end?
Yes.
You think so?
I do.
I mean,
I do.
I don't know, man. That N-word being thrown around the way it was, I think there's a little bit more to it than just the normal.
Look, Izzy's done a lot of things. If you take a look, he did the whole thing, if you remember, with Paulo Costa. Okay? I'm telling you right now, if I was reffing that fight, I would have stopped the fight. I would have taken him off. I would have taken points from him. I would have changed his attitude as far as what do you think you're doing? Okay? You don't do that.
So you're a dictator. Got it.
Yeah, I am.
Noted.
Absolutely. You don't do things in that cage that are disrespectful to the sport.
That's true.
Disrespectful to your promoter, disrespectful to the fans, disrespectful to your opponent. You don't do it. You get the chance to, you can punch him in the face.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the other bullshit.
That's the one great thing about fighting, right? You can literally get to punch the guy in the face and be like, hey, take this. You said that about my mama? I got this. I got this right here.
Well, how are you looking at it?
I think it's going to get finished. Someone's going to get finished.
You're thinking there's going to be a finish? Okay.
I actually kind of think Dricus is going to finish him from the top position, ground and pound him. He's going to knock him out on the ground.
Really?
That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
He's going to have a hard time in that first round.
Not a bad call. I'm not saying it's a bad call. It's just...
No. I think he's going to have a hard time getting Izzy down in the first. But as the fight goes on, and after every takedown Izzy loses, it's going to become easier and easier. And on the ground, I don't think that Izzy has the defense to stop vicious ground and pound. Like ground and pound that will do some serious damage. Jan Blachowicz was afraid to open up. He's like, man, I don't want to let him up. I don't think that Dricus, he doesn't want to be on the feet too long, but he's also not afraid to be on the feet too long.
Yeah, but Jan Blachowicz was a lot bigger than...
Dricus is not a small dude.
Whoa, hold on. But hold on. Then this is where... Dricus is 30 years of age. Mm-hmm. Adesanya is, I think, 35. So, I always like the young champion. That's a good call. But, if there's one thing that I do know, and you know it's true, I have a guy that's 6 foot, maybe 6'1" in Dricus. He's shorter than Sean Strickland, right? Sean Strickland's 6'2". So I know he's shorter than Strickland, and I know Izzy's 6'4". It is not easy to get those takedowns that he likes to get with a guy that's real tall, because he doesn't scoop and lift a lot. He takes and he sucks in and he drags down and he turns. And when you got a guy that's able to keep his feet and drag his feet in those situations, it becomes very difficult to take him down. And so I look and I go, Izzy's going to present a lot of problems, in my opinion, with Dricus taking him down. Not that he can't get him down. I'm not saying he can't. but he's going to present problems. And how much gas? I've seen Dricus put out a ton of energy in a fight, but I've also seen him get tired. You know, his fight against Darren Till. Look, Darren Till was, you know, taking a hell of an ass whipping in that fight, and then Dricus was all over him. But there got to a point where he got tired. And I've seen Adesanya no matter what. I've seen him get tired to a point, but I've seen him go. And I've seen him have a big gas tank. And I think both of them have a big gas tank. But if Dricus does not utilize his takedowns in a smart fashion and burns excessive energy without getting a result, you're going to have problems in this. Because I believe in the stand-up, there's a clear difference between the two.
There is a clear difference between the two. I just think the physical, like when you say he's 6'1", you know, maybe not even 6'2", he's 6 foot 6'1".
Yeah.
I would agree with the height thing. But the actual physical size, Brent Primus is not a tall guy, but he is a thick,
short,
stout guy.
Brent Primus is not short. He's
like 5'10".
5'11", 5'10", 5'11".
He's like my height, John. I've shrunk.
Dude, you're not. You're 5'6", if anything.
You shut your mouth. I'm no Michael Chandler, dude. Let's be real. Let's be real. Look, he's
George.
He's
look up the height of fucking Josh Thomson, because he's lying right now.
5'10", 5'10" and 3/4.
5'10", my ass.
5'10" and 3/4, buddy. Just all fucking neck. Just look at that thing. Look at that thing.
5'10" and 3/4. That's good.
You're gonna have to send it to me. I want the real one.
Looks like a wanted poster.
It felt like it was one. That's why I say it looked like we both got out of prison. Like that's our mug shots going into prison.
Oh, there's no doubt.
It was an old. Remember, like the old days, and they had you in the black and white prison outfits, and it just reminded me of something like that you'd see. But John, let's go back to the Izzy and Dricus fight. What are your thoughts on the odds? I mean, for BetUS, it's -120 and then a -110. I think that's pretty even. I think it's fair to say it's a 110.
I think they're going to change a little bit, you know, as the week closes off, but it's going to end up. You're going to be somewhere in the area of -115 for both. Mm-hmm. Somewhere towards that. Maybe -110, maybe a plus on one of them to barely. But it's basically you're choosing who you think is going to win the fight.
Yeah, this is one of those things. It's a little bit more difficult for me to put money down because it is such an evenly matched fight. Also, Izzy being away for such a long period of time, and all I've heard is he's been working on his wrestling. Smart. So if that's the case, his submission defense and his wrestling, then he stands a better chance if this fight hits the ground. But if I'm looking at it, the odds say it's under 4.5 is -145. I think that's a fair bet. I think Izzy either clips him on the feet, is able to finish him, or Dricus takes him down and just mauls him down there. Maybe gets the finish before the 4.5 rounds, which I think he can. But it's more likely that the fight doesn't go 5 rounds.
I would agree. I do believe that there's going to be a finish somewhere in this, and it's because Dricus comes lunging in with his stand up many times. Mm-hmm. He's a linear guy that I'm going, and he kind of tries to tuck his chin. When you have the skill set that Izzy does and all of the tools that he has, he brings the knee up. He can bring his knee up to his chin. Okay, so he can definitely touch the chin of Dricus. He has beautiful hands as far as his uppercuts are beautiful. The way he puts shots on people, he's a sniper. And like you said, I do think that Dricus looks at what Jan Blachowicz did and says, I want to emulate that. Mm-hmm. And if he does, he's going to win the fight. And so I do think it's an even fight. It's just the question of, do you believe that you've seen Adesanya, be the champion? You've seen him become the champion again. Can he become the champion for a third time? That is a big question.
We're going to see. 35 years old. He's been away from the sport for about 8 months, 9 months. Oh,